So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 5 of the FC Porto career mode. And we're kicking off this episode with a away game up against Funchal, and hopefully we can get the good 3 points that we need here to keep our good reign of form going, and hopefully we could pick up another 3 points to take back to Porto with us and to carry on climbing the table and try and get to that top spot and into the Champions League, which is going to be our main aim, or which is basically going to be our aim to get into the Champions League for next season. So here we do start off here, but they started right from the off here. Helton with a pretty easy catch, but then he gives the ball away. And then it comes to their striker, Arta. Thankfully, Helton does do very well to save it there. And we do get a very good touch on it from Mangala there to put it out for a corner. Thankfully, that ball didn't end up in the back of the net. And from the corner, they do get a slight touch on it. But thankfully, it did go wide of the post and didn't end up in the back of the net. So we still remained at 0-0, thankfully. And hopefully, we could still keep a clean sheet, which we haven't done very well so far this season. And they played a good ball through here. And they do have a very good shot. It comes off the outside of the post, thankfully, and once again the ball, we were treading on thin line here, but Joshua does very well, deep possesses the ball, plays the ball square to Javier Hernandez, and I believe that is Javier Hernandez's first goal for the club in the 39th minute, and Javier Hernandez gets the first goal in a Porto shirt, which I believe, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I believe it is his first goal, and if it is, thank fuck for that, basically, because he's played 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 games without scoring. So thankfully he has broken the deadlock, and hopefully he can still continue to score them all important goals, which can hopefully get me into the Champions League. But straight after Javier Hernandez scores, they go straight at field with Dirkley, and they do have a shot, a good save from Helton. But then Danilo Diaz had an open goal in the 41st minute, so I was very disappointed that we couldn't keep our score for much longer. It was only about 1 or 2 minutes we managed to keep that for, so very, very disappointing here. And they went on the last, or we did actually get the ball back for Danilo. He plays the ball to Javier Hernandez. Javier Hernandez, could he get the second of the game? No, he couldn't. A beautiful save from their goalkeeper there. But they had the last chance of the game here as they play a lovely ball through to Heldon. Heldon puts a lovely ball, the acrobatic, near comes off the underside of the crossbar, but thankfully it does not end up in the back of the net. And we were treading on thin line there, but we do end up drawing that game 1-0 away from home against Funchal, and we were going to be going to our next game, but first of all we had a squad report, not a squad report, a youth squad thing, majiggy scouting report, there we go. So we had not very good player, we had 88 potential there, 75 rubbish, 85 potential, so a few players we did actually have in here that we thought, okay, they look like they could be players that could turn into future stars at the club, and hopefully if they could turn into the next Cristiano Ronaldo's and God knows what else. But hopefully we can stick with a very good side that we've actually got at the moment and get to and hopefully actually play very well in this next game, which was up against Vitoria away at home. And hopefully we could pick up the 3 points after coming away with a draw there, 1-1 draw, but Joshua does get up to a very good start here, tries a good shot with his left foot there, but it turned out to be a pretty comfortable save for the Vitoria goalkeeper there. But Fernando gets the ball here, runs down the wing, does very well, cuts back inside, plays the ball to Javier Hernandez, and Javier Hernandez does extremely well to get to that before it bounced in the 28th minute, and I was very, very pleased that he managed to get to that, to put us 1-0 up. And actually here, lovely cross, and Javier Hernandez does very well poaching there to get there just before the goalkeeper and squeeze underneath his body here. And straight after restarting the game, we do go on the attack to try and regain possession of the ball. Ole John does very well to regain possession. He does extremely well, cuts back inside, plays a lovely ball in the box. Javier Hernandez gets it on his head, and what a finish by Javier Hernandez. 28th minute. So the first one was 26th minute, and this one was the 28th minute. Extremely happy that Javier Hernandez picked up 2 goals in quick succession, and he has now got 3 in Porto collars, so very, very pleased for Javier Hernandez there, scoring some very crucial goals for us here. But they do go through, and they do have a chance here in the 36 minutes, and they do go through, but thankfully for me, their striker or winger, whatever he is, completely fluffed his lines there, and thankfully he completely missed that. Otherwise we would have been the pressure would have been applied to us. We did make some substitutions. Iturbe Kelvin and Oliver Torres come on for Quintero, Joshua and Ole John. So hopefully them players that come on could obviously see if they could do something. And Kovacic does very well, runs on the wing here, does very well, comes inside, has a good shot here, and it turned out to be a pretty good save there from the Vitoria goalkeeper to deny us from getting our third goal in the game. I thought we deserved the third goal in the game as we were all over them in the second half, but it turned out to be a pretty comfortable save for the goalkeeper, and he pretty much dived for the cameras. Kelvin puts a good ball in the box. Otamendi tries to get up, but unfortunately Otamendi does get too much power on the header and blazes it over the crossbar. But that was how the game finished. We ended up winning the game 2-0 at home up against Vitoria, so very pleased there to get another 3 points to add on to our tally for the season. But our last game of this episode was going to be up against Estoril away from home. So Estoril were pretty much near the bottom of the league, I should say. So they're not title contenders. So if we wanted to do something, we decided also Maicon was going to be playing in this game because Alexandro's fitness was not top notch and his fitness wasn't the best. So hopefully we could play well with Maicon at left back. The first time I'm going to be playing with Maicon at left back, and I don't want Maicon to be left out of the squad at all because he's a super player, and actually their Estoril are worse than 10th in the league, so hopefully we should be beating these and not be falling at the feet of the young players at the bottom. But Javier Hernandez does extremely well, comes through here, should be scoring, but the defender was all over him, has a good shot, but a wonderful save from the Estoril goalkeeper, denying Javier Hernandez from getting his 4th goal in this episode. Joshua does put the ball in the box. Maicon tries to get up, but unfortunately the ball gets cleared to Danilo with the volley, but unfortunately the volley was down the throat of the goalkeeper. But here Felipe Gonçalves does very well, comes through, hits the post. Helton tries to get up. We do then try and clear it. It's like a pinball machine in there, and they then do manage to find the back of the net in the 43rd minute, and Evandro was the one that slotted the ball into the back of the net for Estoril. So very sloppy there from me, defence-wise, and I was a little bit disappointed that we could not clear that ball there. It was actually, who was that? Mangala should have cleared that, put his foot through it, but no, he tries to play the ball out. But Evandro once again comes through, leaves my defenders on the floor, plays a good ball through to João Pedro, and João Pedro finds the back of the net. I thought personally it was going to be offside, but in the 56th minute, Estoril were now 2-0 up, and we were just really not, we just didn't turn up for this game, and we lose the ball through Javier Hernandez, tries to go through, he has a good shot, but unfortunately it does get blocked by Bruno. Gonçalves picks up the ball, plays Luis Real, and they were just playing some very good football, Estoril, and Estoril were just capitalising from our poor mistakes and poor defending, or poor play in total. Gonçalo does extremely well to actually get the ball in the end, and we were just pretty much all over the place. We weren't doing anything. Thiago Gomez does get the ball in the end. It comes to Thiago Gomez once again. They were just playing like Barcelona. They're playing beautiful balls. Comes to Luis Real. He plays a lovely ball through to their player, which was unmarked in the middle of the box, and he slots it into the back of the net. Evandro gets his 2nd goal of the game in his 63rd minute, and we were just getting run off the park by this team. Estoril were just all over us, and we could not do anything to stop them. And they do then go and get the 4th goal of the game with Felipe Gonçalves here. Plays the ball for Anderson Luis. Anderson Luis plays the ball back to Felipe Gonçalves, and he does then find the back of the net, which makes them 4-0 up, and a complete embarrassment, to be honest. But thankfully, Javier Hernandez was actually finding his feet, so that's a positive we can take from this episode. So Javier Hernandez finding his feet is the only positive we can take from this game. But we are now actually really approaching the end of this episode, so please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe if you're new, and I hope to see you next time on whatever that episode might be. Don't forget you can also follow me on Twitter and to hit that like button down below. Thank you, bye bye.